Happy Friday, everybody. It's me, Jessica, your health fitness program manager from McLean, and I'm really looking forward to guiding you through today's practice, which incorporates a little bit of the Yoga International post of Yoga for Challenging Times. I've been having some challenging times lately. Got a bit of a health issue in my family, and it's really had me down. You might have even seen me cry in class last week. I was so thankful when this Yoga for Challenging Times popped up in my social media, and I found it really helpful. We got about 5 minutes till we get started. We're gonna start standing. We're gonna start moving right away. So if you have trouble reaching the floor from a forward fold, I encourage you to bring a book or a block. And if you're here early, just kind of like move around, dance around. I just want you to shake out any negative energy and tension that you're feeling. And Uncle Buck, I'm going to take you outside real fast. Okay, want to go outside really fast? Hey, do you want to go outside? Come on. Doodle-doo-doo-doo. Happy Friday, everybody. I know you need to do more than just pee, but we get what we get. We don't get upset, and we'll be right back and get moving. Hello again, everybody. Just 2 minutes. So remember, we're starting standing today. We're starting standing. We're going to come right into moving. So if you're here early, just start dancing around, walking around, shaking it out. I know that when times are challenging, I usually feel so stressed. Oh my gosh, like I noticed myself walking around the other day and just feeling like the schmoopiest person. And I decided to be my own like inflatable, wacky armed tube guy. And I know that it looked ridiculous, but also walking down the street like with tears in my eyes, it looked ridiculous too. So which one do you think other people enjoyed seeing more? I'm gonna say that I probably brought a smile to other people's faces being an inflatable wacky arm tube guy, which makes me feel good. And they probably did not bring a smile to people's faces when I was walking down the street crying. Yay! It is that magical time. I'm gonna start my timer. We're gonna start class. which I just lost. There it is. Okay. Yay. So instead of sitting down and getting deep into our thoughts, we're coming right into movement. So stand with your feet about hips width distance apart. Ground your feet to the floor. Take a moment, inhale those arms all the way up overhead. Pull your belly in, and as you exhale, come on down, release your hands behind you. Start a little squat like a skier. Inhale up. Starting off nice and slow. Exhale, take the full length of your breath. Stretch through your glutes. Inhale up. Exhale, reach. Just starting to move a little bit faster or at the pace that works for you. Think about really using your hands to throw down all of that drama. Inhale, reach all the way up and receive that good energy. Exhale, throw that drama down and back. You can even, let me tuck my shirt in like a winner. Again, my bad. You can even challenge yourself a little bit more. Press all the way up onto your toes in your mountain. Stretch all the way through the glutes in your chair. Rest up into your mountain. No judgment, whatever. If you start to fall out of your mountain, your mat's got you. You're so supported within yourself, within your mind, within your breath. Let's go for 3 more. Inhale up. Exhale with arms low. Enjoy that chair. Open your chest. Make sure you're shifting that weight back. Last one. Awesome. Inhale all the way up. Be a beautiful mountain. Relax and release your shoulders away from your ears. Exhale. Bring those arms down by your side. I want you to turn sideways on your mat next. Just gonna fix my mat, because you know what? Usually I'd say let it go, but whatever. If you need to adjust your costume and that's gonna help you feel like your best self during challenging times, go for it. Open those feet a little bit wider. We're gonna come into Warrior 2. So go ahead, keep your right foot right where it is, and go ahead, turn your left foot out to a 45-degree angle. Yeah, 90. Well, perpendicular. Beautiful. We're gonna go ahead, bend that front leg. You can bounce and bounce and bounce a couple times. I want you to keep yourself looking at the wall in front of you, being squared with the length of the mat. Resist the urge to twist up towards the top. So this opening of your feet might be really challenging. It might be hard to get this 90-degree angle and the 45-degree angle with your back foot. Go ahead, inhale your arms up overhead and reach over towards the left-hand side without turning your body, and exhale. Find that reach towards your right leg. You don't have to touch it. Inhale back up. Exhale. Toss it down. Twist it out. Inhale up. Keep the weight in your front bend heel. Exhale. Toss it and twist it down. Up. Throw. Up. Throw. Keep facing this side wall. 3. 2. Last one. Go ahead, inhale up. Turn that bent foot, knee, straighten. Then turn. Awesome. Switch towards the opposite side. Take a bend in that leg. Sit those glutes down just a little bit. See how much you can get that front leg, lower thigh parallel to the floor. Relax and release those shoulders away from your ears. You're pressing into the outer edge of your standing leg. You're pressing into the heel of your front foot. If that's a challenge, go ahead, shorten your stance as much as you need to, and maybe don't come in as deep, but make sure that the outer edge of your straight leg is with the floor, and you're working to get those hips down just a little bit. All right, staying square with the side of the mat. Reach a little bit over to the right side. Take a big inhale. Don't turn your chest. Exhale. Wow. Reach down for that leg. Inhale up. Exhale. exhale, sweep it away. Just find a nice, relaxed, steady breath. So we're already on this second part of the first posture. If you truly wanted to follow the link in today's mental health post about the 6 yoga postures for challenging times, I'm going to take some liberties here as we move forward from now and add enough joy for us to continue moving for a delightful 45 minutes. Inhale those arms up overhead, straighten your bent leg, turn that foot in, bring your arms down parallel to the floor. We're going to actually go ahead, extend your arms to a 45-degree angle and walk your feet in just a little bit more. Ground through your heels. Take that overarch out of your back. Squeeze your glutes, pull that belly in, relax your shoulders away from your ears, but open your chest gently. Lift it up towards the ceiling, palms facing up towards the ceiling. Receive all of the beautiful energy from within. If this is a little too much on your shoulders, bring your hands down to the floor and stand in a nice hero pose. Maybe even shorten your step one more time. Knit that rib cage back together so your core is really tight. Those shoulders are engaged and released from your ears. Lift your beautiful smiling face up to the sky. On your next inhale, step your feet together. Bring your arms up overhead. Back in that mountain, and exhale. Just take a moment, relax your arms down by your side. Come into some stillness. Notice where you brought the weight. Did it shift towards your toes? If so, shift it back into your heels. Relax your shoulders from your ears again. Squeeze your glutes. Draw in from your lower belly. Engage your back and bring your rib cage back together. Take 3 breaths right here. Great. On your next inhale, bring your arms up overhead, and as you exhale, step out to the right. Arms come down parallel to the floor. Heels are invisible behind your toes, or if you don't have any lower nerve issues, you can always turn your toes in just a little bit. Keep the weight in your heels. Keep a nice tight belly and a flat back as you come down, head in line with your shoulders, so no extra wrinkles on your neck. As you come down towards the floor, release your hands to the floor just underneath of your chest. Shift the weight forward gently so the hips stack on top of the heels instead of stretching towards the back of the room as they probably did as you worked your way down. Oh, so good. Give yourself a couple cat-cows right here. If you're having trouble reaching the floor, now is the time to use that prop, that block, or maybe you even walk your hands a little bit further away. See if you can get that whole hand palm down on the floor, not just tenting with the fingers, so you can find some relaxation in your knuckles. Go ahead, walk your hands all the way over to the right as much as possible. You can even bend that right knee, coming into almost a version of Skandasana. So send your hips towards the back, release your shoulders from your ears. Then straighten that right leg, walk yourself all the way over to the left as much as you can. With your body today, take a generous bend of that left leg, send your hips towards the back. Or actually, why not? Let's work our way into Skandasana. Go ahead, walk yourself over to the right. We'll get one more, just nice little warm-up stretch right here. Ooh, did you hear that? Walk yourself over to the left. Big stretch on that inner thigh as you bend that knee one more time each side. Really works right now to continue to press the outer edge of your foot into the floor, straighten yourself up, walk over. Awesome. Now you can hang out right there if that was already a very intense stretch for you. Otherwise, we're going to work as you walk over to the right again. You can lift the toes of the left foot off of the floor. It's okay if your heel lifts up as you come on down. Much deeper stretch. Take 3 breaths right here. Whatever depth you decided to do, either just sticking with your modified lunge. All right, then go ahead, press yourself back up. Ground your foot as you shift yourself over. Press into the heel of your extended leg. Turn those toes up. Walk your fingers in. 3 big breaths. Release those hands back down to the floor. Awesome. Walk them towards the center. Might need to heel toe your feet in a little bit closer. Go ahead. Keep your left hand down on the floor. Inhale your right arm up towards the ceiling. Really stretch. Try and touch the ceiling. Do your best to stack one shoulder on top of the other. If you can't reach the floor, have that block or that book under your hand and turn your hand up towards your right shoulder. Work to line your thumb up with your nose. So take a moment, relax your jaw, relax your shoulders, actively bring some breath and some mindfulness into that space. Take one more big inhale, and on your exhale, release your right hand down to the floor. Replace it where your left had been and inhale your left arm up towards the ceiling. So first your arm just stretches up. Then you use your next breath to open yourself as if you're pressing and twisting from the waist, not just the shoulders. Find some length through the crown of your head, really grounding the weight in your heels, hips still stretched to the back of the room. There's a lot going on in the lower half of the body, and we're activating the upper half as well as you just work to relax your jaw, to line your thumb up with your shoulders. One more big inhale, and on your exhale, release those hands back down towards the floor. Turn those feet into a 45-degree angle. You might need to even heel toe them in a little bit closer. Next up, we're coming into a squat. You can keep your hands down on the floor if you need to, but try your best to lift yourself up. It's okay if you can't get both of your heels down on the floor. Feet somewhere around mat width distance apart, but I mean the width of the mat, not the length. Do your best to lift your chest. Use your next inhale to lift your arms up overhead. Exhale, press into your heels, up into star pose. Inhale, turn your toes forward. Bring your arms down parallel to the floor, and exhale, forward fold once more. Use your inhale, turn those toes out. Sit yourself down, come back into your squat. Exhale, allow those glutes to drop. Inhale, stretch your arms up overhead, weights in your heels. Exhale, press into your heels, lift yourself up. Star pose, inhale, turn toes forward, arms parallel. Exhale, hinge forward, hands come down towards the floor. Inhale, turn toes out, sit down into your squat. Lift yourself up, exhale, release glutes down towards the floor. Inhale, arms up towards the ceiling. Exhale, press yourself up. Continue. Let's do 3 more times. Inhale, turn forward. Exhale, forward fold, come down. Inhale, turn toes out, sit into your squat. Exhale, lower those glutes just a little bit more. Inhale, weights in your heels, stretch your arms up. Exhale, press yourself up into star pose, shoulders release from ears. Inhale, turn toes forward, last time. Exhale, forward fold, come all the way down. Inhale, turn toes out, sit down into your squat. Exhale, release those glutes down to the floor once more. Inhale, arms come up, lift up, open yourself, press the outer edges of the weight into your heels and outsides of the feet, and exhale, lift. Inhale, turn those toes forward. Last time we just forward fold. Go ahead, heel toe your feet together in this forward fold. Let's take a generous stretch of the hamstrings once more. If your hands can reach all the way down towards the floor, great. And if not, you can always grab hold of your opposite elbow. Take a moment here to shake your head. No, you don't have any time for negative thoughts. You're just here for your breath. Hopefully you've been focusing on it with me for the past 15 minutes and you've already forgotten everything else. That's why we started out coming right into movement today instead of sitting down and being quiet. Awesome. Release your hands back down towards the floor. Go ahead, bring your knees down towards the mat. Taking a moment here in tabletop, hands, palms all the way down. Spread those fingers wide. Feel that stretch on the webbing of your fingers. Press into the top of your knees. Release your shoulders away from your ears. Be the most amazing tabletop that you can be. I want you to close your eyes and actually think about if you were a tabletop, what sort of table would you be? Then I want you to ask yourself, what table did you just choose? Because for me, I went with the coffee table, and then I thought, why limit myself? I want to be like the most amazing mahogany conference table. All right, now let's go into cat-cow. So press into your hands, palms, look towards your knees, towards your belly button, towards your chest. Find that big rounding of that back. Keep those arms nice and straight. Keep your belly pulled in. As you release it gently towards the floor, chest comes forward, head looks up to the wall in front of you. Maybe eyes can even gaze up towards the ceiling as you find a big arch through your back. Separate those glutes for a moment. Really come into the stretch as best as you can. And when you're ready, just move in with your breath. Maybe you even hang out a little bit longer in cat. Maybe you give it 2 or 3 breaths and some wiggles of your cat's tail. Make sure that you come back into that neutral position before you shift back through into your cow, who probably also would love to shake their tail. Maybe you're a cat who wants to slink your shoulders. And maybe you're a cow who's just shaking it through the meadow. All right, just take a couple more breaths to find what feels and works best for you. Then when you're ready, we're going to go ahead and send our hips back towards our heels, coming into child's pose. I'm just going to take another costume adjusting minute. I even tucked my shirt in before class started, just saying. We're getting some good movement today. All right, so take your time. You can always open your knees as wide as you want to and bring your toes together to allow your belly to hang between your thighs, or maybe you want a little extra stimulation of your organs by pressing your belly onto your thighs. Find what feels good for you today. If it doesn't feel good for you to keep your arms extended all the way while relaxing and releasing your head down to the floor, take a generous bend of your elbows. Create less a stretch in the shoulders, or maybe send your hips all the way back towards your heels. If you're having trouble getting your head towards the floor, use a prop. Let's take 5 relaxing breaths here together. and sink your hips a little closer to your heels on each exhale. We got 3 left. Awesome. Take your time gently. Lift yourself up. So start to draw your fingers towards your thighs and lift your chest up. And from here, ooh. I lifted up pretty quickly. Made me a little dizzy for a sec. Hope nobody else felt that way. Great. All right, so from here we're gonna work between camel, a nice really open-chested version of camel, and also back into child's pose. If it's really not right for your body today to lift yourself up and inhale your arms up and find a cactus of your arms and that arching from the upper back. So I don't want you to just come into camel by dumping into your lower back. I want you to imagine a string that's lifting your chest, sternum. It's even like it's sending your Care Bear stare of how awesome your energy can be up towards the ceiling and the sky, but not like directly above you, like towards the wall in front of you. So like you're arching over a giant Swiss ball as you come into camel. Think about keeping your hips stacked on top of your knees as well, instead of coming back and reaching all the way back and turning it in. That's just not as comfortable. Okay, so you're gonna keep your hips stacked. If you're having trouble, you can keep your hands on your lower back to help you lift that chest, and then gently smooth your way into a version of child's pose. Otherwise, inhale, lift yourself up, squeeze your glutes, keep them forward. Lift that chest still on the inhale, and exhale. Cactus those arms into a nice little mini back bend. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, belly in tight as you forward fold. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, lift. Bringing that chin back down to neutral. Exhale, forward fold. Let's get 3 more in. Inhale, lift. Exhale, cactus. Keep those hips forward, stacked on top of the knees. Inhale, lift. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, lift. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, lift. Exhale, child's pose. 1 more. We've got it. Let's do it. Inhale, lift. Exhale, cactus. Lift that chest, sternum. Lift. Exhale, this time come on down just into kneeling. Bring your hands, palms to the center of your chest. Relax and release your shoulders from your ears. On your exhale, relax and release your hands to your laps, because I know I needed a real release of those shoulders. Let's take a nice little stretch off our necks, and then we're going to move into sun salutation A. On your inhale, stretch up through the crown of your head and draw that rib cage back in together. So core is contracted, lower back is engaged, and bring your ear to your right shoulder. Inhale, chin down to chest. Exhale, left ear to left shoulder. Keep that chest open. Keep that belly pulled in. Inhale, chin to chest. Exhale, ear to shoulder. Check back in with your core. Tighten it up. Chin to chest. Ear to shoulder. If you're finding yourself distracted by any discomfort from sitting, kneeling, you can always press yourself up. Back onto your knees, just like we were in camel. And just find a place to relax your hands. can always stay kneeling though, just bringing some delightful stretches into the neck. Let's get one more on each side. Awesome. From here, go ahead, simply inhale, look up. Exhale, look down. When you looked up, did your rib cage splay open? If so, keep that core tight. Maybe you aren't able to look up quite as much as you thought you could without feeling that chest opening and an overarching of the back. Right now, we're just really stimulating the throat. So stretching through the chin, maybe even jutting the jaw forward as you lift up. Keep that core tight, shoulders released from ears, and blades engaged. 2 more. On your inhale, lift your chin back up to neutral. Go ahead, give yourself some shoulder circles. Shake it out. All right, we're gonna come into sun salutation A. Move any props out of the way. We got a little bit of down dog coming up. We'll move through the first round really slowly, and then we'll continue moving through it just at the pace of our breath. All right, so starting off with your hands, palms at your chest in kneeling or as deep of a kneeling position as is right for you. Find a soft gaze with your eyes in front of you. Do your best to move through these postures with the descriptions that are coming your way, and try not to create any awkward twists and turns with your neck. All right, so shoulders are released from the ears, the pelvis is gently tucked under, the core is contracted. On your next inhale, press into your knees, stretch your arms up overhead. You can even find a little mini back bend, but make sure that you're lifting with your chest and that mini back bend is going to come from your upper back between the shoulders and not just the lower back. So just like we had our hips forward over our knees in camel, when we exhale, we're going to come down into the extended child's pose. So think at this time about bringing your hips on top of your knees, a little more like puppy pose. Maybe you can get your head down to the floor. No need to get your glutes all the way back towards your heels though. From here, you're going to press forward on the inhale and come into cat pose. Then tuck your toes under, use your exhale to come into down facing dog. Take a moment here, since we're warming up, just pedal through your down dog. Really work to shift your belly towards your thighs and take a generous bend of your knees if you need to. Maybe even shortening your step. Your biceps are close towards your ears. You're amazing. On your next inhale, lower yourself back down into cat. Untuck your toes and exhale. Find whatever you can of your child's pose. On your inhale, we're going to lift up again from child's pose, just like before, similar to camel. Back up into our arch or back bend. Exhale. Sit your hips back down on top of your heels. Hands, palms come to your chest. We find ourselves at the beginning. Awesome. Take a moment, relax right here. You know the moves that are coming up. Let's do them together one more time slowly. And then add a little bit of speed. Shoulders released away from your ears. Take that overarching out of your back. So hips and pelvis gently tucked, belly pulled in tight. Eye gaze forward to begin with. Thank you, friend. All right, let's Let's get ready to move. Use your inhale, press into your knees, lift yourself up, open your heart up towards the ceiling, and then exhale, hinge from the hips, rain forward, come into your extended child's pose. Inhale, hands gently draw in, chin tucks to chest as you come into cat. Exhale, tuck your toes. Belly presses back towards your thighs as you come into your down dog. Inhale, right back into that cat pose. Untuck your toes. Exhale, hands can slide forward. Find your extended child pose. Press into your knees. Draw your belly in. Lift yourself up. Push your hips forward into our backward bend, and then exhale, restack your shoulders over your hips. Everything lowers back into kneeling. Inhale, lift yourself up, squeeze your glutes, hips forward, look up. Exhale, belly tight. With control, take your time to lower yourself down into that child's pose. Inhale, find that rounding of the upper back. Shift your shoulders forward. Tuck your toes, come into cat. Exhale, send your hips up towards the ceiling. Press those glutes back. Down dog. Inhale, cat. Untuck your toes. Start to reach forward. Exhale, child's pose. Head releases towards the floor. Press into your knees. Belly tight. Hips forward. Lift up. Look up. Find that back bend. Exhale. Take your time, lower yourself back down. A few more times. Inhale, look up. Lift up, squeeze your glutes, belly in. Gentle back bend. Exhale. Really work to find that slow breath right here. Inhale. And match your movement with your breath. So as long as your breath is, exhale. Also as slow as the movement. Inhale. Untuck your toes. Exhale. Extended child's pose. Really draw that belly in. Get ready. Lift up. Inhale. Squeeze your glutes. Find that openness of your chest. Lift your sternum. Straighten back up. Exhale. Lower down. Twice more. Inhale. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, cat. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, child's pose. Cat. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, kneeling arch. Exhale, kneeling. One more time through. Let's go. Inhale, lift up, press those hips, open. Exhale, close yourself down. Inhale, cat. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, cat. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, arch. Press those hips forward, lift your chest. Exhale, hands, palms all the way together. Sit yourself back down into kneeling. Take 3 breaths right here. Awesome. Release your arms down by your side. Go ahead, shift the weight over in your seat. Let's come into a seated position of your choice. I'm coming into Sukhasana, a version of Sukhasana, easy pose. I prefer coming into perfect pose. Perfect pose just folds everything in a little bit tighter, but you have to do what feels perfect for your body today. Cool. Having a lot of trouble keeping my shirt tucked. That's what feels wrong for my body today. All right, so we've got a little bit of time left. Next up, we're going to come into some alternate nostril breathing. We've done alternate nostril breathing before. In general, I think in challenging times, the best way to change your mental channel, to get out of that stress circle that I know that I find myself in when you're really humming and hawing about something, especially things that are out of your control. Taking the time to really come back to your breath, one of the things that you can control so easily, so healthy to take control of, can really help you switch to another channel in your mind where you just feel a little bit better. All right, so we're gonna try some alternate nostril breathing. I'm gonna take my glasses off to get those out of the way. Take a moment, roll those shoulders again. If you're having trouble sitting on the floor, remember lifting yourself up on a block or a folded structured towel can really help you to find some openness of your hips, and opening your hips will also just help you to get out some of that stored tension, because we do hide a lot of it there. All right, so do your best not to be like pitching forward with your body or taking too much rounding of your shoulders. Find a little lift here. Draw that belly in to help stay engaged and keep your back feeling good. We're gonna go ahead and take our thumb and our ring finger, and we're going to gently grip, not at the nostrils, not at the opening of the nose, but just above it. You can take your pointer fingers and you can relax them on your forehead. And we're going to alternately use our thumb and our pointer finger to open one side of our nose to take the big breath in through the left side, and then close it with that big breath in, open up through the right side, and then breathe out through the right. Let's do it together. We're gonna go for 10 breaths. So go ahead, keep your, whichever side you wanna keep it closed. Go ahead, close one side, inhale through the other. Close where you inhaled, open, exhale, opposite side. Inhale through the same side. Close it, exhale, opposite side. Inhale. Close, switch, exhale. Just keep on going, moving at your own pace. You might notice that one side of the body is a little bit more blocked up than the other. This is also really normal. Start to check in with what's happening with your shoulders. Notice if you tense them up towards your ears. Create as much space in the upper body as you can while you focus on this slow, relaxed breath. Coming towards the end here, maybe you actually were counting and you've made it to 10. If not, let's do 2 more. Last one. Then go ahead, relax. Release your hands down. See if you can keep your mouth closed and continue to just enjoy some nice deep breaths in through both sides of the nose, and exhale out through the nose as well. 3 more breaths right here. Find some length through the crown of your head. Really ground your sit bones with the floor below you. On your exhale, gently start to separate your feet. Let's take a moment with cobbler or bound angle while we are upright. You can even come into butterfly and bring the feet a little further away or closer. Honestly, find what feels right for you. If you're feeling really tense in your lower back, it can help to walk those glutes back and keep your feet a little further away. Option to apply some pressure of your elbows to the inner thighs. If you're not feeling any sort of stretch through the lower half of the body, hinge forward as much as possible. You can enjoy some rounding of the lower back here once you find some length forward. Let's take 3 more breaths in a seated butterfly, bound angle, cobbler. And then use your exhale, gently walk yourself up. Take your time. We're going to lay down on our backs and we're going to come into this reclined bound angle on our backs as well. So gently lower yourself down if the outer edges of your knees are nowhere near the floor. You can consider using a prop to place under those knees to find some support. You can also just walk your legs a little further away. The further away you feel them, I feel the more the focus is on the inner and outer thighs. As opposed to the closer my knees are towards my hips, the more I feel this in the hip flexor. So just find what works for you. We'll take 1 more minute in some sort of a reclined bound angle butterfly. And then we'll come into a normal savasana together. Okay, you can stay in this bound angle if you want, or take the time to stretch through your heels, straighten your legs. If your lower back is still smarting, you can even bend your knees and make a little tent with your legs to take a little bit of the stress off of your back and find a little more grounding of it through the mat. Just come into some sort of a savasana where you can find some stillness for 1 more minute together. I'm going to leave you down here on the floor and encourage you to stay here for as long as you need to. Hopefully you've had this time to quiet your mind of whatever it is that you might find challenging lately. If you do find that those negative thoughts start to creep back, bring the focus back to your breath. Find that movement. Think about truly how we started class, just shaking it out, throwing it down, taking control for ourselves, being your most amazing rock star. If you have any questions or concerns about anything that I've said or we did today, I do hope that you will reach out. So you see me again, continue to think good thoughts, to speak good words, to eat good foods, to do good deeds, and all the things that we can to nourish ourselves from the inside out. Know that the light within me honors, sees, and is so thankful for the light that resides within you. I hope you all have a beautiful rest of your day, an amazing weekend. And I can't wait to see you soon. Namaste.